Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence. I have actually just come out from an astral meditation that I just did. Oh boy. Some shit happened. So in the previous video that I made about Baphomet, I talked about how I wanted to do an astral ritual to him to see how different it would be from a physical ritual, because I hadn't done that yet. Took me a long time to where I felt like I had the energy to do it. Well, I tried it just now. So, here's what happened. I went into the astral after a little while of meditation. I actually utilized my crown chakra for a change, because it is like an antenna to the divine. Therefore, it can also act as a gateway to the astral, and it got me there a lot easier than it normally takes. So, I went into the astral garden. Nothing was out of the ordinary. I dumped all my negativity into the well of darkness, like usual. Well, then I immediately went into calling upon Baphomet. I did a 3-sigil spell, placing 3 sigils of his in a triangle around me, and calling to him. And that's when things started to change. It was a sunny day in the garden when I first came there. All of a sudden, the light went away, and then there was nighttime. And then everything around me started to fade until it was just an open field. Then, a large pentagram appeared around me with flames. It was all on fire. And in the center of it, I made an altar to him where I placed his statue in the center, along with scales, because since he's a god of equilibrium, scales are a good symbol of his. I did black and red candles, and I also had some red wine in a chalice for him. And there, of course, there was a sign of a ram on the front side of the altar. Plus, they were floating bushels of sage that were burning around me. So I called to him. I started calling to him. And I was like, "Oh, great Baphomet, I ask that you please come to this ritual. I have offerings for you. Please, I invite you to this ritual." And usually the gods that I work with, very often, like Rhiannon and Isis, usually after like 2 or 3 chants, they come. Sometimes they come sooner than that. But after 3 chants, Baphomet did not come. And so I just kept calling. I was just like, "Please enjoy these offerings as a thank you for the balance you've given me. Please appear before this ritual." And I was not prepared. So, when I call upon gods in the astral, normally they will either already be in the location that I have set, usually according to their theme. Like, Isis has an Egyptian temple, and she'll usually be sitting on a throne. Or sometimes Rhiannon will show up. She'll, like, appear out of nowhere riding on her majestic horse. Baphomet, however, there was a huge amount of flames in front of the altar, and he slowly rose up from the flames, and he was giant. He was giant. Oh my goodness. I did not expect him to be that big, but he was. And it showed him in all his glory, the hooved feet, bare breasts, wings, goat head, human torso. He was there. He didn't say anything. And I said, "Please accept these offerings as a thank you and a token of my appreciation for the balance that you helped me gain the last time I contacted you. I am very grateful." And he looked at the offerings and then looked at me, said nothing. And so I said, I am in need of your help again. My life needs balance, especially now that I have new goals that I have set for myself, and I would like my life to have some balance as I am working towards those. He slowly rose his right hand up and pointed to me and got very close like this, pointed to my third eye, and I could feel his energy. I actually went back physically because I could feel something. And he just pointed there, and I could feel just something going on. It was strange because it wasn't like the normal vibrations that I feel that make my body like do this, involuntarily. It was like it was calm, but I could feel something was there. And then I feel like I may have messed up a little bit. Because normally when you face God, you're supposed to be confident, you're supposed to be direct. He got his face up very close like this. That goat head. And in my mind, I was kind of like, oh boy. And then with his horns, he like went towards me and like pushed me over. But then in the astral, I grew horns and I tried to like push him back, like, because that's what goats do to kind of challenge each other. It's a sign of, dominance. I tried, but he was able to push me down. And instead of falling on the astral ground, I fell into this dark space. He may have pushed me into the lower realms of the astral. I'm not sure. It was a dark void. I didn't feel anything negative when I was there, but it's possible he may have had the power to push me like down. Maybe maybe he didn't like that I had a little bit of intimidation in my heart. He intimidated me. And, I tried to, be confident, but I was not expecting him to be that close. When you have a giant goat head in your face, you kind of get a bit weary. And then all of a sudden, I was floating upward, and I ended up back in the astral garden. So it probably was the fact that I was in a lower realm. But the thing is, I don't know if he accepted my offerings or not. Normally, when I know that a god or a goddess has accepted my offering, all of a sudden the altar will be bare. All the offerings that I've given them will be gone. I was not able to see whether he took them or not. He said nothing. He never spoke. Which is very intriguing. I will have to try again, and this time I will have to steel myself. So, lesson for next time. But there is more. So, in another previous video that I did, I talked about Caridwen had told me that Awen is not a goddess that you call to, but you listen to. So I tried to get in touch with my inner Awen. So in the astral garden, I started to meditate. While I was meditating, ain't that funny? And I tried to call upon her, but then I was like, wait, what did Caridwen say? She's not someone you call to. She's someone you listen to. So I shut up. I cast her symbol 3 times around me, and then there was one in the center of my heart, a symbol of hers, and I tried to tune into that, and I was starting to get something. I was starting to get some vibration going, and some energy flowing, but I heard, okay. So never before have I been actually able to hear or see Awen. She is a goddess that doesn't really take a form of like a human or an animal. I've only known her in the form of her power and symbol. But I was able to hear a woman's voice, a female voice, but it was so faint that I could hardly hear it when I was working with her energy. So that's something. And then all of a sudden I felt her symbol on top of my head, and it was energizing my crown chakra so much to where my whole body was starting to vibrate. So some progress has been made with Awen, unlike I have had before, because in the past it was Caridwen who has been the connection. She has been the one to wield her power in a way to where I could connect with it too. But in order for me to reach my goal, and I believe to even find out more about the one, I have to deal with her independently on my own. I have to channel her in my heart because, as Caridwen said, that Awen lies in the hearts of everyone. It's just you have to be able to listen to her. Most people aren't really in tune with their energy or their spirits or the divine, so I get where she's coming from. That, a lot of people do not know how to access their Awen, maybe like they used to in the past. And that's something that we really have to do. A friend of mine who I've been speaking to recently, he has been working with Awen, and he's had some good progress going. I'm still trying to work out how to properly connect with her. But this astral trial of mine has been a good lesson. So I will continue on later on down the line. I will try to continue astral projection, seeing what I can learn, and telling you guys about it, so that hopefully one day you can be spiritually enlightened too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And have a good night, everybody.